The County Court at Law number 2 is in session. Here we review docket. First case is cause number 25 CCCR 0366. Case is style of state of Texas versus Ruth Elizabeth Stewart. Ms. Stewart, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Stewart, would you please raise your right hand?
Other.
Ms. Stewart, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the
Yes,
truth, so help
sir.
you God? Ms. Stewart, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Stewart?
Yes, sir, I'm fine.
That's good. Now, Ms. Stewart, you're represented in your case by your attorney. Attorney, you need this?
No, that's.
It has to be dated too. You're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Wright Kimler. Attorney Kimler, how are you doing?
Well, thank you.
And Mr. Kimler, do you waive a record in Ms. Stewart's case?
Yes, sure.
Ms. Stewart, the state is represented in this case by Attorney Andrew Hubel. Attorney Hubel, how are you doing?
Doing well, Judge, thank you.
Ms. Stewart, I have before me on my computer a document that is titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Ruth Elizabeth Stewart, on or about December 29th of 2024, while, hold on, I have to get to another. I have to get out of this here. Oh, here we go. Okay, Ms. Stewart, I have before me a document that is titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Ruth Elizabeth Stewart, on or about December 29th of 2024, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense, evading arrest, detention. Ms. Stewart, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
To this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no
Guilty.
kind? Guilty. Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir, I'm good.
Ms. Stewart, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. This document is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, there's a set of initials. On the line next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir, I did.
On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification, the defendant's right of appeal. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And the second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
I also have another document on paper that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Ms. Stewart, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney, Mr. Kimler, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand everything that Mr. Kimler went over?
Yes, sir.
Is everything in these documents true and correct
Sir.
to the best of your knowledge? Ms. Stewart, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State,
Stay out for stage one.
No objection.
no objection, State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Kimler, you advised in counsel, Ms. Stewart, is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
Yeah, based upon my observations of Ms. Stewart and my interactions with her this morning, I believe that she understands the nature of the proceedings that we're going through here, the nature of the case, criminal case, and what her actions were that form the basis of the state's case against her. I also believe that she possesses sufficient mental capacity to aid in her own defense.
Okay. And Ms. Stewart, your attorney, Mr. Kimler has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his services?
Peace.
Okay. Ms. Stewart, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargaining agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
What is the agreement?
The agreement in this case is to 12 days time served, court called action retired.
Okay, Ms. Stewart, state is offering that you serve 12 days in Jefferson County Jail, but you would not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail because you've already served 12 days in Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you'll be given credit for the time that you've already served. The court costs in this case will be taxed and retired. That simply means that you will not be required to pay the court costs because the time that you have spent in jail has already paid off the court costs. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. Now, Ms. Stewart, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, I
Do
do,
you
yes,
think,
sir.
do you think the state's offer, in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
Do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, Ms. Stewart, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Ms. Stewart, if you do not have anything else holding you in jail today, you'll be getting out of jail today. Ms. Stewart, you're gonna stand next to the bailiff, follow her directions. Once you finish following her directions, you're free to go and you're free to follow the bailiff and you have a blessed day.
Your Honor, and I have explained to Ms. Stewart that if she gets another three, listen, if you run from the police again, it's gonna be a felony now.
Yes,
You
sir, I
understand that?
understand.
Okay, so she understands the next one.
I get
Okay.
scared, I get so scared. And I run.
Next time you do it again, it's a felony, all right?
Okay.
All right.
All right, see you later, Mr. Kimler. Okay, court will be in recess. This is cause number 24-CCCR 1850. Case is style of state of Texas versus Amanda L. Robertson.
In Victoria, in the last word.
And state, before we get started, would you like to make a trial amendment?
Yes, Your Honor, to the information.
Okay. And give me a copy of the information.
You can go back. No problem. Yep.
Hold on a minute. Yes, confused.
You check right there, Victoria, right underneath there. We're right there. Very good.
And just what you got amended information, right? Amended. First amended. Given by. Okay. Okay, now I have before me the first amended information filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. Mr. Burbank, do you have any objections?
No objections to the addition of AKA Victoria, no last name.
And you waive any, waive 10 days in which
We
to
waive
prepare?
our 10-day notice period, Your Honor.
Okay. I have before me well, first of all, would you please raise your right hand,
Raise your right hand.
other hand? Swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
You have to speak up.
Say-
Okay.
Okay.
You can put your hand down.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to call a witness, please.
Okay, you may call.
I
your-
call Matt Turner.
Right, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, you may put your hand down. You may
Hey,
proceed.
please, court, your name is Matt Turner, correct?
Yes, sir.
You're an investigator with the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office, correct?
Yes, sir.
One of your expertise is in fingerprint identification, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you have testified in numerous times in this court and other courts around the state of Texas, is that correct? In reference to fingerprint identification.
Yes, sir.
Today, at the request of the district attorney's office here, your district attorney and myself, were you asked to take the fingerprint for identification of a lady who is standing here by the name or who represents to be Victoria with no last name?
Yes, sir, I did.
And did I ask you to compare her fingerprints with a case that has been filed under the name of Amanda Robertson?
Yes, sir, you did.
And what, did you take the fingerprint of Victoria with no last name?
Yes, sir, I did.
Show you what has been marked as defendant's exhibit number 1. Is that the fingerprint that you took off of this subject? Well, strike that. Is this the person that has identified herself as Victoria with no last name?
Yes, sir, it is.
And is that the fingerprint that you took 10:30 this morning from her for identification purposes?
Yes, sir, it is.
This time, Your Honor, I submit or tender defendant's exhibit number 1, subject to any objection.
No objection.
No objections. Defense exhibit number 1 will be admitted.
Once you took the fingerprint, did you then go to your database that is kept in the regular course of business through the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department?
Yes, sir, I did.
I show you what has been entered in as defendant's exhibit number 2 and defendant's exhibit number 3. Are you familiar with those?
Yes, sir, I did.
And those are records that are kept by law enforcement in reference to the identification of individuals, correct?
Yes, sir, it is. and
And when you took defendant's exhibit number 1 and compared it to defendant's exhibit number 2, were you able to make a match?
Yes, sir, I was.
Okay. And these records are, again, kept under the normal course as business records. I guess they could be classified as a public record. But you didn't see any additions, modifications, amendments, or anything like that.
No, sir, they appear to be authentic.
Your Honor, at this time, I tender defendants exhibit 2 and 3 subject to any objection.
Any
No
objections?
objection.
No objections. Defense exhibit number 2 is admitted.
So when you compare the fingerprint, which is defendant exhibit number 2, to the fingerprint that you took under defendant's exhibit number 1, were you able to make a match?
Yes, sir, I was.
And was it one and the same? Were there enough points on there to say that that was one and the same fingerprint?
Yes, sir, there was more than enough points.
Okay, and the name that was stated on those fingerprints in exhibit number 2 belong to?
Amanda Lynn Robertson.
And this fingerprint would have been taken at the time of the booking for the offense that we're in front of this court today, correct?
Yes, sir, on 6/18/24.
And in addition to that, you also pulled the mugshot photo that was taken at the time of this arrest, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's defendant's exhibit number, defendant's exhibit number 3, correct?
Yes, sir.
Does that also state Amanda Robinson?
Yes, sir, it does.
And did it coincide all the identification information, reference date of birth, social security, things like that, and I don't know what number they call it. I'd call it a TDC number, but it's not. Were they all the same?
Yes, sir. The jail number matches up along with the social date of birth and so.
And as you look at defendant's exhibit number 3, does it look to appear to be the same person as Victoria with no name and Amanda Robertson?
It's Victoria, my last name.
No last name.
My last name.
No last name.
Yes,
Is it
sir.
one and the same?
Yes, sir. it is.
And through your expertise and reliability, you think that it's one and the same person?
Yes, sir, I do.
Nothing
Okay.
further. I pass the witness, Judge.
Okay,
No questions from the
no
state.
questions? Okay,
May he be excused, Your Honor.
yes, he may. Okay, now, I have before me a document that is titled First Amended, Information. It was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that, Amanda L. Robertson, AKA Victoria, on or about June 15 of 2024 in Jefferson County, Texas, committed to Class B misdemeanor offense of failed identification, fugitive from justice, refused to give information. Miss Victoria, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes.
Yes.
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest?
Okay.
No contest? Or you pleaded no contest freely and voluntarily? Take about a nod in your head, that means yes. And you pleaded no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest these charges.
I'm just ready to go home.
Okay, you don't want to fight the charges.
I'm ready to go home.
I know, I understand, but no
Let's
contest,
get this over.
no contest means you're not fighting the charges.
Yes. Say yes.
Is that correct? All right. Now, Miss Victoria, I also have a document on my computer on it that's titled misdemeanor plea admonishment. Do you recognize this document?
Sort of, yes.
Okay, on page 2 of this same document, there's a signature or initials that's near your attorney's initials. Is that your mark?
Yes, here it is, yes, sir.
Okay, on page 3 of this same document, there's a signature on the line that's titled defendant. Is this your signature?
It looks like mine.
Okay. On the next document that's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
I can't say, sir.
Okay,
It has-
let's let me hand this to you and you can show it to her. She may have some problem.
Is that your check right there? Yes.
It looks like it.
Okay.
Okay, now at the,
I mean, maybe it is, maybe it's not. I really can't tell.
okay, well, if it's not,
That's why my fight the ability, I've been working on that. as
okay,
well.
let me do this here. If it's not, we can erase that and you can put your mark on the line, okay?
Can I
In
do-
our
can I do
presence,
that?
yes.
Just in case. Go ahead, put your mark in. Okay. You
Okay.
recognize that now? That's yours, right?
Mhm.
Okay,
There you go.
now, at the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? All right, I take it by the nod of head, mean yes. And the next box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving, oh, no, just that one box is checked. Okay, I'll go to the next document. The next document is titled Discovery Certification. Can you get that to her?
Is that your check right there?
That's right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, before you place your signature on all of these documents, did your attorney, Mr. Burbank, go over these documents with you? And you understood everything that Mr. Burbank went over? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Okay, I take it by your nod, you mean yes. Are
She
you a
did say
citizen?
yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
Yes.
are you a citizen of the United States? Yes.
Stafford states one.
Any objections?
No objection, stage one.
No objection, states exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Burbank, you have advised in counsel Victoria, Amanda Robinson, AK Victoria. Is there any evidence that she's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor. We have had discussions. I have told her about the process. She's understood the process. She has elected to use another name she believes is hers at this point. And out of the abundance of caution, we presented the district attorney's investigator here to show the court that it is one and the same. Of course, she is, as an individual, is free to go by whatever name she wants. But I believe she understands the process and she is competent to proceed.
Okay, Miss,
I have that Victoria Panther and that Victoria Abe.
With no last name.
okay. Now, Victoria, are you satisfied with your attorney?
You like me?
She-
I'm okay. I like the rest, you know.
Okay. Now, Victoria, or AK Amanda Robertson, I will, accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State,
I'm not trying to kill
Do-
myself though.
No.
do,
I think the government is.
Yeah.
Starting to find if I'm government, mama.
We're not finished.
okay. Now, state, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
The agreement in this case is 24 days time served, court call tax retired.
Okay, now, Victoria, the state is offering that you serve 24 days in Jefferson County Jail, but you will not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail because you've already served 24 days in Jefferson County Jail.
You get it.
Therefore, you'll be given credit for the time that you've already served. The court costs in this case will be taxed and retired. That simply means that you will not have to pay it because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. Do you understand the state's offer?
That's right.
Do you think that is fair and just? And do you accept it? Okay, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, if you do not have anything else holding you in jail, you should be getting out of jail today. Okay, so,
We be excused, Your Honor.
yes, she stand next to she's back there.
Yeah.
And follow her direction. Once you finish following her direction, you can follow her and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Burbank, you're free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And you
Always
have
a
blessed
pleasure.
day.
Thank you.
You'll see the appointment. Don't
session in cause number 24 CCCR 0752. Case is style of state of Texas versus Luis Manuel Caro. Mr. Caro, is that your full name?
Yes.
Mr. Caro, would you please raise your right hand? Caro, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Mr. Caro, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Caro?
Could be doing better, but
Well, could be doing worse too.
yeah, you're right.
Now, Mr. Caro, you are represented in your case by your attorney Christy Carlton. Attorney Carlton, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Your Honor.
And Attorney Carlton, do you waive a record in Mr. Caro's case?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Caro, I have before me a motion to revoke your probation. This motion was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this motion, it alleges that you, Luis Manuel Caro, was tried in County Court at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, on September 25th of 2024 for the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with a blood alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. The court found you guilty and assessed punishment at a term of 180 days confinement in the Jefferson County Jail and a fine of $500. The confinement was probated for a period of 15 months. In this motion, there are 9 allegations.
State is abandoning, allegations 1 through 3 and 8, as well as 8 and 9, Your Honor, and proceeding on 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Okay, now, Mr. Caro, the state is abandoning allegations 1, 2, 3, 8, and 9. And that simply means that they will only be pursuing allegations 4, 5, 6, and 7. Allegation number 4 alleges that you, Luis Manuel Caro, failed to never become intoxicated or under the influence of any intoxicating substance on or about November 19th, 2024 in Jefferson County, Texas. You, Luis Manuel Caro, did then and there test positive for marijuana on or about November 19th, 2024 in violation of condition 15 of your probation order. Is that true or not true? You have to say true or not true. True. Allegation number 5 alleges that you, Luis Manuel Caro, failed to perform community service hours required as ordered by the court in violation of condition 17 of your probation order. Is that true or not true? True. Allegation number 6 alleges that you, Luis Manuel Caro, failed to enter and successfully complete the DWI education class and victim impact panel and pay the required fee as ordered by the court in violation of the additional condition C of your probation order. Is that true or not true?
True.
And allegation number 7 alleges that you, Luis Manuel Caro, failed to enter and successfully complete a substance abuse assessment, follow the recommended treatment plan, and pay all associated costs as ordered by the court in violation of the additional condition D of your probation order. Is that true or not true?
True.
Are you pleading true to allegations 4, 5, 6, and 7
Yes, sir.
freely and voluntarily?
Yes,
And are you pleading true because they are true?
they are true.
Okay. Mr. Carroll. I also have before me a document on my tablet that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. This document is also labeled as State's Exhibit number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document. Let me go back. The MTRP box is supposed to be checked. You can erase that one. Okay, now, Mr. Carroll, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. Do you recognize this document? Now, the box that's checked is checked MTRP, which means motion to revoke probation.
Yes, sir.
On the next page, there's a set of initials on a line next to a box that's checked MTRP, which means motion to revoke probation. True to allegations 4, 5, 6, and 7. Did you place your initials LC on this document? On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next document, that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Sir.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Carroll, before you sign and initial these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand everything that she went over?
Yes, sir.
Is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Carroll, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
Except for stage 1.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
No objections. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Ms. Carlton, you advised and counseled Mr. Carroll. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
Not to my knowledge, Your Honor.
Mr. Carroll, your attorney, Ms. Carlton, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, sir.
Has she provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Carroll, I will accept your plea of truth to allegations 4, 5, 6, and 7. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. And I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to revoke your probation, and your probation is hereby revoked. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
What is the agreement?
The agreement in this case is 45 days jail with credit for 11 days.
What's the court cost? So you're saying 1202?
That was with the.
What was the original court cost? Okay, now, Mr. Harold. The state is offering that you serve 45 days in the Jefferson County Jail. You will be given credit for the 11 days that you have already served. The court cost in this case is $602. Are you able to pay the $602?
When would that be?
Right now, are you able to pay it now?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, Mr. Carroll, I have before me a document that is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. I'm gonna hand this document to your attorney, and she's going to hand that document to you. Do you recognize that document?
I do.
Okay, on the back page of page 1, there's a signature at the top left-hand corner. That's titled Defendant's Signature. Is that your signature? Now, is everything on that document still true and correct today? On that first page?
Yes, sir.
Hmm?
The address is not correct.
Okay, what about your income and your expenses at the bottom?
It's changed a little because I'm not currently working at the same place.
So it'd be 0?
Yes, sir. As of
Okay.
right now, yeah, but when I get out. it'll
Well, but I'm
change.
saying right now.
Yes, sir.
As we speak.
Yes, sir.
Okay, to each other. Okay, so let me see that. So your income, well, you didn't have no income on here in the first place.
No,
So it's still the same.
it's still the same.
Okay. Now, Mr. Carroll, I'm going to find that you are indigent. Basically, what that means is since you're determined to be indigent, the court costs in this case will be waived, which means you would not have to pay it. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And that's pursuant to Article 42.15 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. Now, Mr. Carroll, do you understand the state's offer
Yes, sir.
and the findings that the court have made finding you indigent?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
Do you accept it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state with the court's finding. This will conclude your case. You're gonna stand next to the bailiff, follow her directions. Once you're finished following her directions, you follow the bailiff and you have a blessed day.
You too.
And before you leave, now, Mr. Carroll, you're here, you have some folks here with you,
Yeah,
and who are they?
my mom said that.
Your mom and your stepdad? Okay. Now, how old are you, Mr. Carroll?
32.
32? And I'm sure you have some friends that you consider real close to you. Some people call them their BFFs, okay? And those are the individuals that we normally say will be with us through thick and thin, through my ups and downs, they'll be there with. But on days like today, those people that you say are your friends, they're not here. Let me tell you this, everybody's not your friend, everybody's not your partner. But when those two people say they got you, okay? So those are the ones that are here with you, standing by you and standing with you,
Yes,
okay? I know you might not, this is not a proud day for them, but you might think that, well, you know, it's raining in your life. You think it's you in a storm. But let me tell you this here, when you're walking through a storm, hold your head high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm, there's a golden sky and a sweet silver song of the Lord. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. And you have two people by your side that believe in you. Today is not the proudest day for them, but you can make it proud.
yes, sir.
You can put this all behind you, okay? And be the man that they raised you to be, because they're hanging in there with you. They believe in you. You got to believe in yourself,
Yes, sir.
okay? And if you do that, everything will be all right. Some people might look at this here day as a stumbling block, but you could look at it as a stepping stone. And a stepping stone, you use that to reach higher heights. This might be a low point in your life, but this is not the end,
Yes, sir.
okay? Your current situation is not your final destination. Okay, so just keep on moving. Stay with those folks. They're gonna stay with you, and you're gonna be able to accomplish whatever you want to do in life.
Yes, sir.
All right. You have a blessed day.
You too.
And thanks for coming down here supporting me. Y'all have a blessed day. Okay, hold on. Mosby, they said hold on.
Oh, you said, no, it's not about him.
Oh,
No. No. Is Brown being seen today?
Yes,
Yes.
he's next. Make sure I can, yeah, make sure I can see him right there.
Your Honor, state submitted a motion in this case. Yes, and Your Honor, state has submitted a motion in this case.
Oh, okay. Okay. This is cause number 24 CCCR 2916. Case is style of state of Texas versus Michael Brown. We have Mr. Brown, who is before the court with his attorney, Attorney Christy Cawthon. And Mr. Brown, how are you doing?
How you doing, Judge?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Now, Mr. Brown, I have before me a motion to dismiss this case. Is that correct, State?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And Mr. Brown, I'm dismissing the case. I'm signing the dismissal. The attorney will be able to get a copy of this dismissal in about a minute. I just signed it. Now, Mr. Brown, I just signed this motion to dismiss your case. If there is not anything else holding you in jail, you should be getting out of jail today. All right,
Could you get them to release me early, because they like to release you. out.
they'll, I can't tell them how to operate the jail, but, I'm sure they will release you in a timely manner. All right,
Yes, sir.
you're free to go, just free to follow the,
Yes, sir.
all right, just
Thank you very
follow.
much.
All right,
Thank you,
you're
man.
welcome.
I have a nice day.
All right, Sam,
Thank
you,
man.
is that Channel? Simpson,
I think so, Your Honor.
Simpson,
Were you-
Mosby, she's calling.
He did. Multiple times.
Let's hope it's 6.
That's what I'm not sure.
Simpson? Oh, okay.
No, we don't calculate. You have, you just a general.
They do.
You only one? That's not this dismissal. What's that?
That's for, the gentleman. we
He
just
didn't
got.
have, he just had one charge. I just put it.
Oh,
Yeah, that's.
it was on top of there, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Oh.
All right, y'all have a blessed day. Court is in session in 2 cases. Cause numbers 23 CCCR 2420 and cause number 23 CCCR 2648. Both cases are style the state of Texas versus is that Chana Simpson? Ms. Simpson, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Simpson, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Simpson, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Simpson? You doing good?
That's good.
Now, Ms. Simpson, you're represented in your case, on your cases, by your attorney, Attorney Christie Cawthon. Attorney Cawthon, do you waive a record in Ms. Simpson's cases?
Do your honor.
Ms. Simpson, I have before me on my computer a document that is titled Information. This information sheet was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information sheet, it alleges that you, Diana Simpson, on or about September 14th of 2023, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of theft. Ms. Simpson, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes.
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty,
Guilty.
not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
Simpson, I also have before me on this tablet a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. You recognize this document?
Yes.
On page 2 of this same document, there's a set of initials, TS, on a line next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification, the Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
Second box that's checked states that you are waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
I also have another document on paper that is titled Discovery Certification. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Ms. Simpson, before you sign and initialed all of these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes, sir.
Is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Ms. Simpson, are you a citizen of the United States?
Stafford States 1.
Any objections?
No objection, your honor.
No objection. States Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Ms. Carlton, you advised and counseled Ms. Simpson. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, your honor.
And Ms. Simpson, your attorney, Ms. Carlton has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with her representation? Ms. Simpson, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
The agreement in this case is to 1 year deferred probation with the time waived, 50 hours community service, and $300 restitution to the Dollar General. This case is to run concurrent with the next case.
Okay, Ms. Simpson, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. What is her, her court cost?
277.
Isn't this on the, journal? Yeah. There's 277.
Yes.
And, let's see, this 1 year deferred. 7/20, 1/8. Restitution. Okay. Ms. Simpson, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. During the probationary period, you will not be required to pay a fine. However, you will be required to pay court costs of $277. You'll be required to pay a probation fee, $60 a month, your analysis fee, $15 a month, reimbursement fee of $15, and you will be required to pay restitution in the amount of $300 to Dollar General. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month, is $136 a month. Will you be able to pay the $136 each month?
Yes, sir.
You'll also be required to perform 50 hours of community service and adhere to the other standard terms or condition of probation. This probation will run concurrent with the companion case, cause number 23, CCCR 2A4, excuse me, cause number 23, CCCR 2648. Ms. Simpson, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Simpson, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Ms. Simpson, we will move on to your next case. And your next case is cause number 23 CCCR 2648. And in this case, Ms. Simpson, I have before me a document that is titled Information. And in this information sheet that was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office, it alleges that you, Tatiana Simpson, on or about September 16th of 2023, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of theft. Ms. Simpson, do you understand what you've been charged with in this
Yes,
case?
sir.
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Simpson, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment on my tablet. And this, do you recognize this document?
Yes.
The document is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. On page 2, there's a set of initials, TS, on the line next to boxes check guilty. You place your initials on this document.
Yes, sir.
On the next page of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled Defendant. Is this your signature? And on the next document that's titled trial court certification on defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? At the top of this document, there are two boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? Second box that's checked states that you are waiving your right to appeal, which means you are giving up your right to appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have another document on paper that is titled Discovery Certification. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Simpson, before you signed and initialed these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Ms. and State,
Staff for 6-1.
any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
No objections. State's exhibit number 1 will be admitted. And again, Ms. Hawthorne, you've advised and counseled Ms. Simpson. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
Not to my knowledge, Your Honor.
And Ms. Simpson, your attorney, Ms. Cawthon, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with her representation? Has she provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Sir.
Ms. Simpson, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
As with the previous case, this offers 1 year deferred with the fine waived. The 50 hours community service, $200 restitution to Dollar General, to run concurrent with the previous case.
Okay. Ms. Simpson, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. During the 1 year probationary period, you will not be required to pay a fine in this case. You will be required to pay court costs of 277, well, yeah, $277. You'll also be required to pay restitution in the amount of $200 to Dollar General. The probation fee in this case is $60. You will not have to pay it because you handed in the other case.
Okay.
And your analysis fee of $15 a month, you will not be required to pay it because you paid it in the other case. You will be required to pay a restitution fee of $15. Now, your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay in this case, is $45 a month. Will you be able to pay those $45 each month?
Yes, sir.
Now, Ms. Simpson, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think the state's offer in your case? Well, let me back up. Now, Ms. Simpson, you also be required to perform 50 hours of community service and adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of probation.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
Ms. Simpson, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes,
Do you accept the state's offer? Ms. Simpson, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Ms. Simpson, this case is going to run concurrent with the previous case, cause number 23 CCCR 2420. Now, Ms. Simpson, if you successfully complete this probationary period, these cases will be dismissed. It will not appear in your record as a conviction, and you may qualify for non-disclosure. You can talk to your attorney about the non-disclosure because she's quite competent in those matters.
Yes, sir.
Now, Ms. Simpson, you just have a seat and over here by the wall and wait for your name to be called. Once your name is called, you're gonna follow the directions of the bailiff. And let's see.
March 3rd.
Okay, so we're gonna reset Ms. Holcomb's case with the felonies.
Yes, Your Honor.
Monday is the third.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. We're gonna reset Ms. Holcomb. Yeah. Let's see.
The comment on that, 3-3.
3-3. Yeah, okay. So this will conclude the calling of the court's jury review docket on today's date, February 27, 2025. In County Court at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, Judge Terrence L. Holmes presiding. Everyone, please have a blessed day. Ms. Cawthon, you are excused.
Thank you.
And Mr. Prosecutor, Mr. Andrew Hubert, you are also excused. Okay? Everyone, please have a blessed day.
Thank you.